We're having a great day here at Hampton High School, and we hope that you have had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. In today's episode of The Hornet, we will explore the role of the graduation coach, and we will take a look at the options that a student has if they are not successful in earning a grade of 70 or above at the end of the semester. While earning a passing grade is indeed the goal, if your child falls short of earning a passing grade, we will discuss today the options that your child has in order to recover the unsuccessful grade in an effort to remain on track to graduate in 4 school years. One more thing, if you would like to forward directly to a specific part of today's show, please use the chapters found in the description of this video. Stay tuned for today's episode of The Hornet. Good morning, Mr. Shedd.
Good morning, Mr. Ward.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for the invitation to chat with you today about how we can support our Hornets.
I'm glad to have this moment, and I'm so excited about the information that you have to share with us. So we're going to get right at some of the questions that we have, and the goal today is to make sure that we are adequately sharing with our community how we are supporting each of our scholars here at Hampton High School. So, our first question, what is the role of a graduation coach in high schools today?
Okay, that's a very good question and a complex question. So let me drill down a little bit here. So I am part of the larger counseling and student services team. And the primary work, the first work of the graduation coach is to identify students who are at risk of not graduating. Now, that's not just seniors, but all grade levels. As students transition from middle school into high school, I work with 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders with particular focus on the senior, those students that are expected to graduate this year. So I look at various data points. I look at their transcript to see their academic past, to see if there are gaps that we need to fill with particular classes. I also monitor their current grades so that we know if they are on track or off track and if we need to intervene. I look at attendance to see if perhaps there are some attendance issues that I need to get a member of our team involved to ensure that the student is here and learning. So it's about being a part of a larger team that focuses on all of our students to make sure that they get across the finish line in 4 years or 5 years. But really, we want them to graduate in 4 years, and what do we need to put into place to monitor and support those students?
Okay, so I understand that you said that you work under the umbrella or in conjunction with the counseling department. So what's the difference between the role of the counselor and the graduation coach?
Right. So the counselors really focus on ensuring that students are taking the necessary courses as prescribed by Henry County in the state of Georgia, so they meet those graduation requirements. They also work with students on emotional and counseling issues. If a student is having a bad day, they're trained to do that. I'm not trained to do that other than being a parent, but I have not received that specialized training to do that work. Of course, I talk with students and I develop those relationships with students. But my real focus is on digging into that data on individual students and on groups of students to see where there might be credits that are missing, and then developing a plan. So part of the work that I do is surrounding credit recovery. So that's a program offered by the state of Georgia, the Department of Education, and they offer a limited number of core classes where students can recover that credit if they have previously failed.
Okay, so we're going to go along that same line of questioning. So if I am a student and I did not have success in a previously taken course, how do I tap into credit recovery?
Okay, so again, it's core content classes in English, Math, Science, and Social Studies. If a student fails one of those courses required for graduation, then if they have a qualifying score, so that means they failed with a 55 or higher, then they would be eligible to participate in that credit recovery course. Credit recovery is student-focused only. There's no live instruction. It's on the student's computer. The good news is they can work on the course 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. The content is presented to them. They have the opportunity to take a post-test. They must earn a 70 or higher. If they're not happy with that 74, they can go back and take the test again so they can increase their final score. And then if it's an EOC course, there's an EOC at the end of the course. Otherwise, there's a final exam. That brand new grade goes on to the student's transcript. It doesn't replace the earlier grade, but it goes onto their transcript as a new score so that they earn that credit.
Okay, so I heard you say that the child has to have a qualifying final average of 55 or greater. Okay, now does this opportunity to extend to only seniors, or does this opportunity extend to any student grades 9 through 12?
It extends to any student in any of those qualifying courses with a qualifying score.
Okay, wonderful. How do you support teachers?
Wow, yeah. So I support teachers by providing data to them. Each week I create an academic early warning document that pulls together all of the grades for our students here at Hampton, at the Academy for Advanced Studies and for Impact Academy, and display that in a color-coded chart. I provide a way that teachers can filter that report just for their homeroom students so that they can have important conversations, I believe, with students to coach those students on the right path to get them to course mastery. I also work with our special education teachers as they manage their caseload and support their students by providing them with data. I provide data on attendance to our mental health and wellness facilitator so that she can see those students. And as I simply am working with my credit recovery students or grade repair students, as I look at what the student is doing academically based on that grade, I can reach out to students, reach out to teachers, and have some conversations about what they may be seeing and how I could support them. And I reach out to parents. I have parents call me asking, how I can support their child, and I'm always willing to do that. But it takes a team. It's not one individual that can provide what a student needs, and I really believe it's a partnership between the home and the school and the student to help get that student across the stage.
Most definitely. Okay, you just mentioned two different programs, or are they different programs? You said grade recovery, and then you said grade repair. Are the two the same?
They are not the same.
Okay.
So grade repair is offered at the end of a semester. So let's use algebra as an example. If a student at the end of the semester has a failing grade of 60 to 69, which means they almost mastered all of the content, all of the standards for that course, and if they had just a little more time, they would demonstrate mastery. So grade repair offers that opportunity. So we have a student with a final grade in algebra between 60 and 69. Teachers develop a remediation, a reteaching program, and we give students 10 school days to complete assignments. The teachers grade the assignment. If the final grade indicates, or the work indicates they have mastered the standards, then we counselors change the grade on the transcript from that failing grade of somewhere between a 60 and 69 to a 70. So 70 actually earns them the credit. So let me say that one more time, and maybe I'll say it a little more clearly this time. So grade repair is offered for courses where students have a final grade posted a transcript of between a 60 and a 69.
Okay.
We ask teachers to identify some key concepts in that course where if a student had just a little more time, they would attain mastery. So the teachers develop that work. We give the work to students. They have 10 school days to finish the work. Once the teacher grades it, if they determine the student has in fact met the necessary requirements for learning for that particular course, then we change the grade on the student's transcript and give them a 70, so they've now earned credit for that particular course. They've earned the credit, they move on, they're good to go. So that would go for generally all of the courses that we offer at Hampton High School at the end of a semester.
Okay, so if I'm a student and it's 2 weeks after or a week after the final grades have posted, how do I take advantage of either grade repair or grade recovery?
Okay, so once grades are posted, then I will pull a report out of Infinite Campus that gives me all the final grades of students. I then identify students who are eligible for grade repair or credit recovery. I focus initially on grade repair because the clock starts ticking once grades are posted. And I identify those students and the courses for which they are eligible. I will create a mail merge so that students know what they are eligible to repair. And working with our counselors, I get the letters to them. They will meet with those students. Students take that letter home, have it signed by a parent or guardian, and then return it to us here at school. Students will then be given access to the content. They will have those 10 days to complete the work. But again, once that work is completed, then it gets graded, and if it's satisfactory, then the grade is posted to transcript. Likewise, with credit recovery, that's a 60 to 69. If there are courses that are not offered, or courses that are offered by the state for credit recovery, again, those primary courses, core courses in English, Math, Science, and Social Studies, in concert with the counselors, we will enroll students in credit recovery. If they have space in their schedule, they will be able to do that work here at school. Otherwise, they'll have to complete the work at home on nights and weekends.
Okay, you mentioned the clock. You said once grades post, the clock starts ticking.
Yes, right.
Tell me about the clock.
Okay, so for grade repair, that is very time sensitive. The district has a regulation that lays out how grade repair operates. And it indicates in that regulation that students have 10 days once grades are posted to transcript to repair the grade. So as soon as grades are finalized, because there's a bit of a lag between the time grades are actually finalized by our teachers and the date that they're posted to transcript. So as soon as those grades are finalized, I get to work. So I'll have 2 or 3 days where I can look at that data and identify students who are eligible for grade repair, create those letters, get the letters to counselors, and then allow them to meet with students to let them know that they are eligible for grade repair. Which means that The letters have got to come back immediately, next day, because generally within 2 or 3 days, as I said earlier, that grade repair program begins.
Now, credit recovery, is there a timeline?
So credit recovery is a bit different. Students will be enrolled in credit recovery, and the state sets the end date. Now, I tell students and parents, my expectation is that students are finishing at least 1 unit each week, and they should be finished with a full semester course in about 9 to 10 weeks. I have students working right now in credit recovery, and I've told them that my expectation is that they get that finished before we go out on a semester break, and we will restart again next semester.
Okay, so I am a student. Whether it is grade recovery or grade repair, technically the new semester has started, and I have my 4 classes. So whether we're talking about grade recovery or grade repair, this is in addition to my, let's say, second semester classes that's taking place.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's important, and I can't stress this enough, to do the work in the class now so you're not putting yourself in a situation that you just described, where not only am I taking a full load second semester, but maybe I have 1 class that I have to repair. I got 10 days to get that fixed, but then maybe I have something back in the 9th or 10th grade if I'm a senior that I also have to credit recovery so that I can graduate. So do the work now, get focused now, stay ahead, don't procrastinate, so you don't have to go back and fix things.
So I hear you loud and clear. Let me say it again. Mr. Shedd is saying get it right the first time before grades post a transcript. The goal is to make at least a minimum 70 or higher when grades post initially, so that we won't complicate things more by having additional work to do in addition to the courses that you're scheduled for.
I would love to put myself out of work. I don't think that'll happen, but I would love for that to happen. And let me say to our 9th graders in particular,
okay,
because that is such an important year. Students are laying their foundation, they're building the foundation when they enter high school. And I'm not sure that all of our 9th grade students understand that big difference from coming from middle school to the high school. Mm-hmm. Once you get to high school, it's about showing up, doing your classwork, studying each night, and doing well on those assessments. And then ask for help if you need it. But you have to pass the class. If you're taking 9th grade English, or if you're taking environmental science, or you're taking algebra, you have to pass that class with a 70 or higher. And if you don't, you're going to get a ding on your transcript, which means you have to work even harder second semester and in 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade to get that GPA up. Do it the first time.
Right.
Do it the first time.
Do it the first time. Okay, let's say it together. Do it the first time. This is a wonderful conversation. Couple final questions. Okay, I am a student. How do I schedule an appointment? If I want to speak with you, Mr. Shedd, what do I need to do?
Okay, my door is always open. I'm in 206, right near the counseling office in the Commons area. My email address is on our website, or just stop by and say, hey, Mr. Shedd, would you mind? And I have lots of students who do that. I mentioned the partnership that I have with the counselors, and they will evaluate students' transcripts to make sure that they have all the courses they need for graduation. I'm happy to do that as well, and I talk regularly with students and say, Mr. Shedd, would you just take a look? What else do I need to do? So I'm always happy to help students out.
Mm-hmm. So parents that are viewing this particular video, if you notice on the bottom of the screen at this time, there's information that we're sharing of how you, the parent, can contact either our counseling department or Mr. Shedd to kind of ask questions or just to make sure that our child is on track to graduate within 4 years. Well, Mr. Shedd, I do thank you for this time.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Wonderful conversation. See you again in another edition of The Hornet. All right.
All right.
On behalf of Hampton High School, I would like to invite you to our second Pastries with Parents event. This event will take place on Tuesday, November the 29th from 9 to 10 a.m. Pastries with Parents is an informal meeting with the principal where I convey the goals of the school and the specific steps that we are taking to reach them. This is also a time where our community can share your thoughts and your ideas as we partner together to make Hampton High School shine even brighter. This is all done over pastries and coffee or tea. This event will take place in the school's auxiliary gym. To properly prepare for this event, we ask that you please RSVP by November the 25th so that we can properly receive you during our second Pastries with Parents event. Hope to see you there. Just a friendly reminder, parents, students are not permitted to leave the campus unauthorized during the school day. Should a student need to check out, they must be checked out properly by a parent through the front office. We also ask that students not have food deliveries during the school day of any kind. This is prohibited and will be enforced. Parents, should you have any questions, please contact the front office. Attention all students, do you have Campus Student? Campus Student is an app that you can download on your smart device that will allow you to see the grades that you are earning in each of your classes. You can send and receive communications from your teacher. You can view the attendance that's being posted for each of your classes. You can see a list of all assignments given and the grades that you've earned on them. Here's a cool feature. You can see your complete schedule. Now this is particularly important as we move from the first 9 weeks of the semester to the second 9 weeks of the semester. Anytime a teacher enters a grade, a missing assignment, or marks you absent or tardy in class, you can receive instant notification on your cell phone or smart device. And finally, you can view your progress report grade either online or using this app. To receive information to access your grades via Campus Student, please ask your teacher for login assistance. Parents, guess what? Just as the student has access to Campus Student, parents have access to Campus Parent. Just log into the Google Play Store or the App Store and download Campus Parent so that you too can have access to this wonderful resource. Hampton High School's Fine Arts Department presents Winter Extravaganza. Please join us on the campus of Hampton High School on Thursday, December the 8th at 6:30 p.m. in our school's main gym. Early tickets can be purchased for $3 and $5 at the door. You can purchase advanced tickets from any fine arts teacher. We hope to see you here for Hampton High School's Winter Extravaganza.